Alrighty, this is lesson 7, multiplying polynomials. So the goal of this lesson, or the objective, is students will multiply polynomials together. Raise your hand if you've heard of the thing called FOIL. Okay, so we're going to kind of recollect what we did with foiling, but we're going to do harder ones on top of foiling. So it's kind of similar to foiling, but I kind of want to help you get away from that idea. I want to show you just the process of it. And this multiplying polynomials, you did this in Algebra 1 already. So they're just going to be a little bit harder problems now. Okay? So like the numbers will be a little harder and the letters. But other than that, you should be good. Okay? So here are the steps on how to multiply polynomials. This is multiply the first term of the first polynomial with each term of the second polynomial. 2, repeat step 1 for each subsequent term. And 3, simplify your answer in descending order. Okay, so those are the steps. If you're watching this, pause the video. Otherwise, I'm going on now. Everyone's watching now 1 and 2. Okay, so pencils down, pencils down. You'll get a chance to write them in a moment. Here we go. So number 1, we got 5b plus 7 times 5b minus 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the first term, 5b, and I'm going to multiply it with 5b. Okay, so 5 times 5 is 25, and then b times b is b squared. Then I'm done with that. Then I'm going to take 5b and multiply it with negative 4. So 5b, positive 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. And then we still have that b that we need to deal with. We're bringing that across. Now we're done multiplying the first term. So I'm going to take the next term of the first polynomial, which is positive 7. We got positive 7 times 5b is positive 35b. And then positive 7 times negative 4 is negative 28. Okay? So now we just combine like terms. We know we have these two b's here. So let's start with the 25b squared. There aren't any other b squareds to combine with it. I'm going to cross it out so I don't count it again and I don't forget it. Then we have negative 20b plus 35b is positive 15b. Cross these two out. I don't want to count them again. And then we have negative 28 as our constant. Okay, so, and then we're all done with number 1. So what did I just do? Okay, so the first thing I did was the following. I took the first term, multiplied across with the first term of the second polynomial, and the same thing with the second term. Then I took positive 7, did the same across. And it looks like FOIL, but I want you to do this process because when you look at number 2, it's going to get harder. Then I combine like terms, crossing the terms out as I counted them, because in the bigger problems, you could have a lot of terms. You want to make sure you're not double counting them, okay? And then you box your answer, of course. Number 2, watch carefully. Number 2, we got positive 5x. So we got positive 5x times 2x squared is going to be 10x cubed. Then we got positive 5x times negative 4x is negative 20x squared. Then we got positive 5x times positive 8 is positive 40x. Okay? So that's the first term. So it's kind of like FOIL, but you see how it's a little different this time. Then I'm going to focus on the positive one, which is the next term. Oh, excuse me. Positive 1. That was a mistake here. Positive 1 times 2x squared is positive 2x squared. Then we got positive 1 times negative 4x is negative 4x. And then positive 1 times positive 8 is positive 8. Okay, you see now it's getting a little bit bigger, and we'll have even bigger problems than this to deal with, okay? So now we go in descending order, getting like terms together. Looking at our x cubes, all we have is 10x cubed. I'm bringing that down. Okay, cross it out when I'm done counting it. Then we have x squareds. We have negative 20x squared and positive 2x squared. When we get those together, we get negative 18x squared. Again, everyone's looking, not writing. Crossing these two out. Positive 40x and negative 4x is positive 36x. And then last but not least, we got the positive 8 to deal with. Crossing everything as I go, and there's nothing else to cross out, so we know we organized it in descending order. You see how it goes x cubed, x squared, x to the first, and so forth, and our constant. And then we box our answer. Okay? Pretty easy, right? Raise your hand if you've seen this before with Algebra 1, multiplying. You all should have seen multiplying, okay? So this is just building on top of that. Okay? Questions? All right. So we're not writing yet. Ones are telling the twos how to do number 1. Twos are telling the ones about number 2. Okay, continuing, number 3. Okay, number 3, you're working on that one together. You can work with your neighbor. If you want to use the FOIL method, that's fine, but I would suggest trying to do it the way I did it. Okay, I'll give you a minute to do that. Go. On number 3, you got 6n times 6n is going to be 36n squared. 6n times 2 is 12n. Okay. Sorry, 12n. And then 1 times 6n is positive 6n, and 1 times 2 is positive 2, okay? So that's where you're at the beginning. Then you combine like terms, 36n squared. Cross it out as you go. We got 12n plus 6n is going to be positive 18n. Some of you put some other answer, I'm not sure. And then positive 2. I'm showing you this because every detail counts. If you miss one part of the problem, then you get the whole thing wrong, right? We need to be precise. So you have to go slow and get it right every step of the way. All right, if you made a mistake, please fix it on your whiteboards. Let's do number 4. Ready, set, go. Okay, so check in for these silly mistakes. Here we go. 8n times 7n squared is 56n cubed. 8n times negative 7n is negative 56n squared. 8n times negative 5 is negative 40n. Okay, then we got negative 1 times negative 7n squared is negative 7n squared. Negative 1 times negative 7n is positive 7n. Negative 1 times negative 5 is positive 5. Okay, then we combine like terms, 56n cubed. There aren't any other n cubes. Then we have negative 56n squared, and negative 7n squared is negative 63n squared. Right, cross those out. Then we got negative 40n plus 7n is negative 33. Some of you put a different answer and then plus 5. And of course you're crossing these out as we go. Boom. That's number 4. Good? Makes sense? Here we go. Next one, number 5. Okay, number 5. Number 5 is not a trick question. What would you do when you see a problem like that? Yes, Melody.
You just separate them like 3p plus 7 and then parentheses another 3p plus 7.
Good. Okay, good. So we're not going to just do 9p squared plus 49. That would be the wrong answer. You have to literally write out 3p plus 7 times 3p plus 7, right? And your answer, again, is not supposed to be 9p squared plus 49. That would be wrong, okay? So, go. Got this. I think I saw just 2 silly mistakes. So, this one, if you're going to multiply it out, this is a perfect square, so there's a shortcut to this. Check this out. You take 3p squared is going to be 9p squared, and you take the last one, what's 7 times 7? 49, and it's positive 49. And then you take, what's 3p times 7? 21p times 2 is 42p. Okay, so the middle term, you just multiply the 2 terms and then you multiply by 2. That's it. Does that make sense? So did I do all that foiling on this one? No, I didn't. I used the shortcut. If you want to foil, that's fine. Okay, last one. What are you noticing about number 6? What are some similarities on number 6, like the 2 terms, or the 2 sets of... Okay, so that's the difference. That's the only difference, but everything else is the same, right? Do you all agree? So we have positive 7n, right? And we have 8 and 8, but the only difference is this one is positive, one is negative. Okay, when you see this, check this out. Usually, when you multiply it out, you'll do this. Did I just do that right? Yeah. And then you simplify, and this is your answer, right? Did I do this right? Does that look correct? Yeah. Okay. So, did you notice that the 56's went away? Yeah, they canceled out, right? So this was your answer. So check this out. Here's a fast way to do this. This is called difference of squares, okay? This is called difference of squares. So when you see this form where you have a perfect, or when you have a number at the beginning that's both the same, both these terms are the same, and then the second term is the same thing except one's positive and one's negative. When this happens, this is all you have to do. Check this out. This will save you time, okay? 7n times 7n, you just square it. 49n squared. And then you take 8 times 8, 64. Put a minus sign in the middle. You're done. You see how fast that was? Did you all get that? Okay, so that's the shortcut, right? We all want shortcuts because you all want more time in your life. I do too, so that's your shortcut, all right? So turn to your neighbor, share what the shortcut was for both of these examples. Write both examples down in your notebook, and then we're done, okay? And that'll conclude our lesson.